guys, welcome to Caught in the Middle. My name is Tyler.
I'm Jordan.
And today we have with us...
our very special guest, friend of the show, Randi, Randizzle.
Hey! And what are we talking about today?
Who should Hermione be with?
Ron.
Or Harry? Let's find out.
Alright guys, before we get into our debate topic today, our Harry Potter related topic, I just want to know everyone's brief histories and personal relationships with Harry Potter before we get into it, so the audience knows what we're bringing into this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you guys?
Tyler?
Me first?
I want to know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as a little child, I read the books a long time ago. But I remember loving the books. I think what happened first, though, actually, is that I watched the first movie, and then I watched the second movie. And that's around the time where I started reading the books and getting really into it. So I've always had that connection to the books, always had that connection to the movies. I think they're great. And now today, I am a ride operator at Universal Studios Hollywood for Flight of the Hippogriff, which is that coaster with the little hippogriff. But it's not Buckbeak, even though people will tell you that. It's not Buckbeak. It's not Buckbeak.
That's something new. I didn't know.
The more you know.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. So yeah, that's my connection. And I am a Ravenclaw.
Oh, nice. I like that. That's a very rich history.
Yeah.
Yeah, Randi, how are you?
Well, same when I was a little youngin'. I watched the first movie and then I read the books. Don't remember it as much because it's been a long time. But then I watched all the movies, read all the books, and then even like in second grade, I remember playing Harry Potter with leaves, and we'd build our own Hogwarts every recess. And I was Cho Chang because I was the only Asian person.
Of course.
The awkward Harry and Cho Chang relationship.
But yeah, every year I rewatch the movies. I need to reread the books, but yeah. Big fan.
What house?
Oh, and I'm a Hufflepuff.
Oh, nice.
As far as I'm concerned.
You don't get it. Damn what Pottermore says.
Yeah, or the Sorting Hat.
Yeah.
I am what I am.
Exactly.
Jordan?
Yeah, I'm diehard Harry Potter fans. Read the books whenever I was a youngin'. Went to the midnight releases. I was hardcore. Before the books.
I did that too, actually. Yeah.
Being in line at Walmart,
Yes.
it's just like there's
Barnes
a
and
huge
Noble.
line. Yeah, it was the magic. I did midnight releases for the movies.
Yes.
You know, I'm a huge diehard Harry Potter fan.
I forgot about those midnight releases.
The buzz in the air was so.
Yeah, you were always scared that some passerby in a car would yell the spoilers and you would just get ruined. I remember seeing videos on YouTube about that.
Wait, for the movies or the books?
The books.
I remember in particular the last book that came out, Deathly Hallows. I saw a YouTube video of a guy who's like in a car just passing by the people all waiting to get the book on the release. I guess he skipped to the end and found out something and he blurted it out to everybody in line.
Wow.
People, I don't know, man. People are...
That is the worst. To me, those are magical nights. I remember I was in line, one of my friends was way down the line, and I heard that we only have so many more books, 20 left. I knew my friend was going to get one. So I bought him one. So whenever I went back, and he was like, we ran out. I was like, no, you got one. It was so yeah.
Randi's our guest, and for our guest, we always give them the first word. Ooh. Let's do the first word.
Alright, so let's get into the topic at hand. Randizzle, what are your thoughts on Harry and Hermione versus Hermione and Ron?
I personally think since the beginning it was hinted out that Ron and Hermione were going to be together, and it just makes sense overall. Ron and Hermione, OTP, endgame, no matter what.
Nice, okay. Alright, yeah, absolutely. I was good. That's our show.
What about you, Jordan? Are you on one side or the other?
Yeah.
I feel very passionate about this. This is one of the most passionate debate topics I came across. I feel very passionately, along with Randi, that it should be Ron and Hermione.
That's right.
Yeah. It's just right. It's a fact.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to step in there right now, guys, because I feel the exact same.
Okay.
What?
I said we were gonna. I'm I'm like, I feel like we're all on
I
the
really
same
did.
page.
I thought we were all going to disagree, but no, I agree. No,
thought we were gonna disagree?
I thought for some reason that like we were going to disagree, but no, I agree completely.
I thought for sure, I'd already drawn the line in the sand. I was like, those two don't know it. I'm already gonna, it's like, oh, that's great.
What is that? What's up with that?
I
There's
know.
got to be a reason behind it.
Well, I feel like Harry and Ginny, they have more of a spicy relationship than Harry and Hermione. Like, I never got that sense, just going off the movies, like, when Ginny ties Harry's shoelaces. Do you remember that scene?
Yes, that's in the 6th movie, Half-Blood Prince. Yeah.
Yes.
She ties his shoe.
It's very awkwardly, like, erotic. Like, she's like, I'm gonna tie your shoelaces. And it's like, of all things to make steamy, like shoelace tying. I don't know why, but it's
Was it a shoelace? I remember that awkward scene, but I don't remember it being a shoelace.
It's a shoelace.
It's a shoelace, and she bends down, and it's like so like sultry. And it's like, he can tie his own shoelace. Like,
He's gonna let it happen though. Based on the movies and the books, I felt like Hermione was the stereotypical choice that Harry would get in the end.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the cliche way.
It's the cliche.
And it's in its own way. The reason why it's a cliche is because like whenever there's like 2 guys and a girl, it's because it's like their prize is like the pretty girl, the best friend. But like, you know what? Hermione's her own hero. She don't need no man.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
It's true.
They always had like a tension. Like they like felt so passionate about each other, I just didn't get that with Harry and Hermione.
Yeah.
Like they were like good platonic friends. They went through some stuff, but like I never got that sense of like, they rattled each other's emotional cages.
You never really got that awkwardness between Harry and Hermione that much. Half-Blood Prince, you get that that friend type of feeling when Hermione's crying. I'm always using the movies as a basis because it's been so long since I've read the
movies
books.
are what I remember.
I think that's what most people remember too.
So the scene in Half-Blood Prince when Hermione's like, she sends the birds at Ron, she's so mad, and then she starts crying, and then Harry's there to like, support her.
Yeah. They're like completely platonic.
Yeah, that's a good friendship. It's a really good friendship.
Platonic is absolutely how I've seen, like, even, I think one of the best scenes in all of Harry Potter is Harry and Hermione dancing.
Yeah,
and I love it. And when I first saw that, not once did I think, oh, this is like a romantic thing. It's like completely platonic.
I don't think that moment was in the books either.
Yeah, they added that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it.
No, I think it's a great moment. It's a great friendship moment. Just because a guy is dancing with a girl does not mean they're dating or romantically involved.
Yeah, I liked how it showed that a platonic relationship can be that close from opposite genders.
I mean, it makes sense because, okay, Harry, throughout the series, he's doing his own thing, fighting Voldemort, whatever the fuck. Am I allowed to cuss?
Sure.
Okay, whatever. And then Ron and Hermione, a lot of the times, they're hanging out on their own, doing their own thing. So, like, it makes sense that, like, as they hang out, they develop feelings throughout the years.
Exactly.
Like Goblet of Fire, when Harry was doing the games or whatever, and then Hermione was being the owl. Who was she with the most? Ron.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I don't understand the Harry Hermione concept.
I think people, because they see Harry and Hermione doing these adventures, and like Ron's an ass to Hermione. It's like, oh, Harry's always been polite. But here's my thing. That is the expected answer. That's what everyone wants.
Exactly.
But real life relationships, they aren't perfect. No one goes exactly who perfectly with.
Yeah.
And like that's why like Ron and Hermione, they complete each other. It's not a perfect relationship, but they help out each other.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
For sure.
I'm trying to think of other logics. What is this? Yeah, other reasons of why Harry and Hermione would like.
Yeah, I'm trying to fight for the other one.
I want to fight for the other
too,
one.
but it's like it's so obvious.
It's just like a cliche.
I feel like people would use their dancing together and all the time they spend together, but just between the two of them because they get separated from Ron. I feel like people like to use that as a look. See, they get together so well here, so that means yeah. I feel like that's what they would use if I was on the other side, but it's really hard.
We need someone in that side to like.
I thought one of you two would surely like.
I did too.
Just because like the idea behind the debate in the first place, like I was, biased.
I thought you would be Harry Hermione.
Biased. I feel like Ron and Hermione makes so much more sense that if you would create the debate in the first place of Ron and Hermione versus Harry and Hermione, you're creating it because you're on that side of Harry and Hermione. But
right.
I guess that's not the case.
I mean, I always fight for Ron and Hermione.
Yeah, I'm on Ron and Hermione's side for sure.
I feel like I'm always fighting against people who think it should be Harry and Hermione. So I thought for sure.
Where are these people?
Are they?
Where are you?
Are they on the other side of the swamp?
Maybe. Yeah.
Are you guys hiding in the comment section? I want you to comment.
It's so funny.
I'm really curious.
Alright,
guys, we actually got somebody special here who actually believes the opposite of what we think, just so we get a good idea of what that opposite opinion is. And this is...
Hi guys, I'm Leon.
And so you are on the team of Hermione and Harry.
Yes indeed.
And why is that?
Well, I believe that essentially the combination of Hermione and Ron is very cliche in this kind of story, because you have like the dorky guy with like the brainy girl, and you know they're the ones that end up becoming like the power couple, right? And so my reasoning with this is that one, it's cliche, and number two is in the books at least, the way they developed Hermione and Harry's relationship is that they both don't always see eye to eye in everything, but they see eye to eye in a lot of things. And I'm a big believer in that, you know, successful people attract successful people. In Harry's case, he survived Voldemort. He has basically, I mean, he fought like Death Eaters. Like, he's done a lot of great things. And with Hermione, she's very smart. She's a bookworm. And so I thought they would be like the ultimate power couple, because they both know a lot of things. They both went through a lot of things. Whereas with Ron, yes, he is endearing because he's kind of a dork. But like in the movies, at least, they kind of portray him as a bit of a doofus. So in my opinion, I don't feel like Hermione, with someone of her stature, would be attracted to something like that. It's one thing to be dorky. I mean, I'm a dork too, but it's another to be like attracted to someone who's kind of like not competent, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to crap on Ron or anything like that.
We're
but
never
I'm
here.
just
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, in terms of the way the movies portray it, and if you also use both continuities, so both books and the movies, it just feels like it makes more sense that Harry would have ended up with Hermione. So
Interesting.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
Randy?
I mean, they're both cliche, but I don't know. I still agree. I feel like
cliche
if I
also.
were Hermione in her shoes, I could see why she's falling for Ron, because she personally, in her point of view, she wouldn't expect to be with Ron. But like for us, like if yeah, it's more cliche. But for Hermione's perspective, it's not cliche. It's more cliche for her to be with Harry.
Now,
So they're both cliches.
Yeah, they're both cliches in its own. But.
Now, because I also see this in terms of how it relates to real life too, right? Because in real life, there are couples where like opposites do attract, right? Like, this person's different from me, so I see something that I'm missing in the other person, right? And so that way, it makes more sense. Oh, you complete me, I complete you. But when it really comes down to it, couples, in order to maintain longevity, you need to have some mutual interests that are shared. You can't be completely, opposite and expect for that relationship to last forever, right? So yes, opposites do attract, but to sustain it, there needs to be something that's same. And I see more of that with Harry and Hermione.
Gotcha. I guess I don't see as much. So I do. There's definitely the similarities between Harry and Hermione. And at face value, I don't feel like there are that many things that Ron and Hermione have in common. But there still are a lot of things they do have in common. They're both Gryffindor.
Sure.
That's pretty good. That means they got like maybe a general similar personality, but alive kind of thing.
Right.
And they do grow up with each other as well. So they've got all those experiences together. I don't think the movies and the books show as much of a mutual understanding between them on certain things. You get that a lot with the Harry and Hermione scene, for sure, in the 6th movie.
Right.
But you don't get as many moments like that for us to see in the Ron and Hermione
You don't see the
stuff.
feelings.
You don't see the feelings as much, and I feel like that's because we're following Harry a lot, so we'll get those feelings, but we miss out on the feelings of, how does Ron feel about all this?
As far as Harry and Hermione go, I feel like Harry and Hermione are a little boring. Like, they wouldn't challenge each other the way Ron and Hermione challenges each other. Like, their scenes together are just, for the most part, it's kind of like, that's same energy level.
Yeah.
I feel like if they got married, like, a year into their relationship, they, like, stop having sex. And,
Right. Okay.
Whereas Hermione and Ron would have the makeup sex.
Freaking jungle sex, like all over the. Okay, right.
Yeah, because you get so angry.
Right.
You know.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. But I guess I'm also looking at it from the standpoint of in the books, right? Because Harry and Hermione shared a lot of the same interests or viewpoints on like philosophy and life and whatnot. And at the end of the fourth book, I think, when Hermione says bye to Harry, you know, she kind of like gives him a peck on the cheek. And you know, you can argue that yes, it's like a platonic thing. You know, like friends, we kiss each other all the time. But like, what was it?
That sentence, friends, we kiss each other all the time.
I mean that platonically, okay? We're not all ratchets or anything like that. But I'm just, not all of us, but some of us. Anyway, no, but what I'm saying is that, yes, you can view that as like, you know, it's just her being platonic, right? Me, little Leon, reading the books, I interpret it as like, oh, maybe that's a hint. That's a hint to what's to come, right? Like, because they've known each other at that point for 4 years now, that you know, their relationship will develop a little bit more through their adventures, things like that. So that's the way I interpreted that.
And I think I explained this to them earlier. I was like, I love the idea of a relationship where like you feel like they're meant to be for each other, and the idea that like because they have this connection and because like the small little physical things that can be platonic and might not be, but you can be platonic with your friends, and that doesn't mean like you're gonna be with them.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I like that kind of idea where like, oh, he's gonna get her. He's gonna get her.
Right.
Oh, they don't get her.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can be friends with a girl and still have this very, very close connection,
but
not have that romantic stuff.
Of course.
Exactly.
Of course, yeah.
Going off that, the Harry and Hermione dancing scene.
Yes.
In Deathly Hallows. So was that your like aha moment? This is their love.
No. It wasn't like an aha thing. I just viewed those as like little subtle hints. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, again, I like to compare it to real life too, where it does happen where, you know, people in the same friend group, right? Especially if they grow up together, you know, they've been through school together, they've been through like hardships and whatnot, trips, whatever, that people of, you know, because of proximity, right? They might end up falling in love with one another. That's why sometimes you have two best friends who have known each other since elementary school. They end up getting married, you know? Yeah. So that's kind of like the viewpoint, you know, that I was kind of getting into.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, I just feel like they're a really good power couple, and they kind of like, you know, if they were a power couple, I think they just would have been like amazing. You know, you have like the brainy person, you have like the courageous person. They're just sort of like together. Whereas with Ron, yes, he was very endearing in the books, but the movies kind of portrayed him a little bit more like, you know, goofy, like too overly goofy maybe.
Yeah, I think we can all agree. The movies never do justice to the books the way we want them to.
Right,
it's very hard because they only got a certain amount of time.
That's true.
Somebody's always going to be disappointed and be oh, they did bad with that. That wasn't how it was in the books. We'll definitely be doing a video on that at some point. Movies versus books. It's coming. But in this case, there's so much more they could have done with the movies. But then maybe that would have taken away from other things.
Sure.
So it's hard to say.
What's not a cliche at this point, though?
That's true. That's a good statement.
That's a good point.
What is not a cliche?
Draco and Harry.
I was gonna say, you blew my mind with that shipping. She brought up Harry and Draco, and I have no arguments against that.
Harry and Draco.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Sexual tension as they like argue.
Imagine the Battle of Hogwarts ends. Harry and Draco walk across.
They just take off their clothes.
They start like going at it. Like, how could you not be like,
right,
yes, yeah.
Hey, I'm all for free love, but the thing is, the books never hinted at that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Reading between the lines.
Or between the sheets, maybe. But like, yeah, I don't know. I just felt like with Ginny, it just, to me, I read it as like this young little fangirl obsessed with a celebrity, and they somehow end up together. Like what you were saying, Harry never initially went for her, right?
Yeah.
It was something that was developed. But even in the development, it wasn't like, I think it was like in book 4 where there was some kind of description where Harry noticed how attractive Ginny was or something, right? Because it was like in the ball, and maybe he saw her in the dress, or I don't know, something like that. And but I think in the same scene, there was a description of how Hermione looked too, right? Yeah. And yo, if I was Harry and I saw one of my best friends looking that good, and she's one of my best friends, we already have that chemistry, I don't know, I'd be considering.
You just gotta worry about your best friend who's also into that same girl.
Right, yeah, right. But I'm just saying, you know.
And the Quidditch star that has her.
Oh yeah.
Victor
Crumb.
It's
Victor,
hard competition.
Victor's good looking.
He's a good looking guy, strong.
That's hard, that's hard competition.
He's a hero as well.
But then...
Yeah, he's a hero too. Yeah.
Hermione didn't like Victor because... I forgot why. She didn't like it.
It was a personality thing.
Yeah. Like he would just stare at her as she studied.
Right. Yeah, because she says something like, he does a lot of that.
Like what? Say it again.
So maybe using that, because Victor's this hero person, kind of like how Harry is this hero person.
Right.
Maybe she would have gotten bored with Harry as well because they didn't, that kind of thing. Kind of like what you were saying, George.
So are we assuming that Hermione's type is sort of the underdog kind of character, I guess, or
hard to say.
I personally see Hermione. She doesn't need a man. She's an independent woman.
See, I could totally see that too. I would totally see that over her and Ron.
Asexual cat lady.
Exactly.
But I do feel like she has
no disrespect to any actual asexual cat ladies out there.
Yeah. I definitely think she has the softest spot for Ron for their history of how much time they spent together without Harry, and that's why she's if I'm gonna marry someone, it's definitely gonna be Ron.
Maybe I don't know. I still think it's a little stretching.
I like the idea that Hermione is with Ron, so Hermione is kind of a Weasley, and Harry is kind of a Weasley with Ginny, so they're all still literally
the same family.
A family. They'll be seeing each other at Thanksgiving, and Miss Weasley, Molly will be knitting little sweaters for all
the kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
and Hermione will get the same Christmas as Harry, and
See, that's cute. No, I didn't mean that.
That's a cute little theory,
I didn't mean...
You can live with your rose-colored glasses.
Sorry, if you guys didn't know, I'm a Ravenclaw, so sometimes I come out a little elitist, but I'm
not
trying to
say that. As well.
No, I meant it's genuinely cute.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's actually cute, but but that's cute, Jordan.
In the real fucking world.
Regardless, though, as you could see, looking at relationships and not necessarily being in their shoes physically, it's kind of hard to gauge what you think is right for a relationship and what you don't think. It seems like it's subjective and it's based off of our feelings about the real world.
And experiences, too.
But what do you guys think? Is it Harry and Hermione? Or is it Harry and Ron?
Leave your comments below. We'd love to know.
We would love to know. We love you guys for watching. This has been Randy. And then Leon at the last set. We didn't think Leon was going to be here. We threw him in here. That's the way it works. We're just casual about it.
Absolutely. Thanks for getting caught in the middle with us.
Exactly. Thank you guys for getting caught in the middle with us. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching.
Go home.
We'd be very thankful if you guys just throw a like, ding dong the notification bell, share this with your friends. If you have a friend out there that is on one side or the other, show them this. Maybe they'll change, maybe they won't. At least they'll listen. But thank you guys for watching, and we're gonna see you guys in the next one.
That's right.
Bye-bye.